class today. But let's show it on here. We did some k-means for class example. Maybe before I jump into the Excel version, let me go to the Python version. And I have this file on Canvas where you can run it. Let's see. I'll just do this real quick. So pull in the packages, read in the data, update the directory depending on wherever you put your file. And then I'm going to set this for, I'll set this for 3 clusters. And really what we're doing is we have this, actually we set it for 60, and then I'll change it. There are 60 observations in here. And so you've got all these data points, and if you, there's a bunch of iterations you can do to cluster them into just 3 different groups. And so I'll do that. And when I run through this, it moves it to the 3 clusters that are most similar and related. We're going to do the same thing manually in Excel. It's not as quick and easy as if you were to use this process in Python. But I think this will show you what it does. And so we've got 18 different people, and they have some values on here. We want to cluster them as best we can, just like we did over here, where we put these into different groups. We'll make these into 2 different clusters. And so I'm going to copy these 2 values. You start off with anywhere, and you go. It's an iterative process where you go through a bunch of times and until you get to where the clusters are. And so I'm going to come over here. I'll look at I picked center 1, center 2, and so I'll pick the centroid, use those as the centroid points. I'll figure out calculate the distance from those using absolute value, which tells me the difference. See that minus that. And now I'm calculating each of the distances between those points and the centroid point that we have. Okay, and so now we've got that. I'm going to click on these second rows. I'm going to hit F4, and that will anchor them so I can use it a little faster. When I do that, I copy this all the way down. I'll copy just fine. And so now I go to any one of these points, and I'm still comparing that to the first one. So when I look at the second one, I'm going to copy that formula. And then I'm going to replace, Control H and replace. So for that cell, if it's a $sign and 21, I'm going to replace it with a $sign and 22. Make sure I didn't do that. 21. Oh. I want to, well, okay, I replace, maybe I should do this. I'll make this selection. Be a little bit more efficient at it, but this. Replace all. There we go. If I want to check these, that looks good. I'll just random spot check a couple of these. So really, I'm computing the total difference between those 2. And when I can come in here and check to see what cluster I'll put that in. Maddie looks like she ought to be a cluster 2. So I'm going to do if that is less than that value, put it in 1 and 2. And this tells us where they should be, and you're minimizing the distances between these. I'm just going to paste this into here. Paste value. And then I want to have, I want to average everything that's in 2. And so Maddie, Logan's in 2, Michael, Sarah's in 1, Dustin's in 1, Sarah's in 2, and so on. To do that, I can use an average if formula, and I'm selecting this, Okay, give the value of 1. We're going to average these if they're in cluster 1. And so I'm going to copy these. And with this one, I want N to be anchored. So I'll anchor that with F4. And when I copy this over, I have the average of Excel for cluster 1, which is what I want. So I can copy this. And I'm going to make this have a value of 2. Okay, now that I have this set up, I can just copy this and paste it right there. And I've got this new cluster. And let me see. A special value. Okay, between the two. Oh, it looks like I converged already the first try. And so now if I were to copy and paste this, it will all be the same one. You know what? Now that it's set up, I mean, no matter how many times let's see, yeah, these values are the same. And so I've got the clustering in. That was really fast. I guess I got lucky the first time. I'm going to grab 2 of these values and I'll just start over again. Just because I didn't mean to get there the first time by accident. That was an accident. So I'm just going to grab 2 of these. And then I'm going to delete these. Okay, so now that I have those 2 values that I picked, I'm going to copy this cluster. And then I can take these values right here. I'm going to copy these and I'll paste special. And eventually it will, if I like keep up this process, it will eventually get me closer and closer. So I have 3, that first one. Now I'm going to copy this over. A special value. Okay, so it looks like I'm at the same one. And so I've converged to where these are. I guess what I could do, if I want to make sure I'm putting all these observations, see everything in one, that's going to be these people right here. I'll come over here, paste special value, then everybody in 2. Okay, and now these people are in cluster 1, these people are in cluster 2, and I just went through the k-means to process to get that. And sometimes it takes multiple iterations, but eventually you get there as you go through that process. Okay, I hope this YouTube video was helpful in helping you determine how to do how to run the. You can find the data and you can find the Python script and the data for the Python script on Canvas.